Hey there, I'm Nicole, I'm a writer and story nerd, and today we are talking about characters and dialogue and how to characterize through dialogue. So the reason that I'm chatting about this today is because yesterday morning I was working on the next scene of my novel 1837, and I took a break to kind of reread the character description that I wrote in my outline. I've been outlining it like Brandon Sanderson does his outlines, and there's a video about that up there. I realized that the character's dialogue in that particular scene didn't really match the arc and such that I wanted the character to have, or, the voice that I wanted them to have. So I rewrote the dialogue. So when you look into how to characterize through dialogue, you hear things like all characters should have their vocabulary, speech patterns, rhythm, tone, favorite words, sentence structure. They should have their own tendencies to be bold or to swear. Yes, I will link the article that I'm reading from here. And so I started to think, how do you actually do this? How do you actually, in practice, distinguish between different characters? So that is the experiment that we are doing today. I'm going to give you two scenarios with samples of dialogue from 3 different characters, and then I am going to mix them up and give you 3 random samples of dialogue and challenge you in the comments to pick who said what without them being labeled, if that makes sense. It's a fun experiment, and I hope that it's fun for you and helps you start thinking about how to vary character speech and how to use dialogue to show character, which is what I am also learning. So let's jump on right into it. So here we are, scenario 1. We have a servant bringing a character supper, and the servant says, "Would you like some supper, miss? It's only soup and bread. Cook took the night off, you see." Character 1. "That's lovely, thank you." Greer closed her book, smiling. "It was kind of you to think of me." Character number 2. "Oh, yes." Greer slid her legs off the opposite chair, sitting up straight. "It was kind of you to think of me." And then we have the same scenario from character number 3. "I was waiting for someone to come in," Greer said, setting her book aside. "It was so kind of you to think of me." So, 3 different characters, 3 slightly different ways of speaking. Let's go to scenario 2. In this scenario, someone, a servant, again, I pulled it from the same scene, is asking a question. So the servant says, "May I ask you something?" Well, this was curious. Servants never asked Greer anything. Character 1. "Certainly," Greer said. "Come over here by the fire. You must be freezing." Character 2. Okay," Greer said. "You look cold. You can come here by the fire, if you wish." Character 3. "If you must," Greer said. "Come here by the fire so I don't have to turn my head to look at you." And then we have scenario 3. In this scenario, our character is really bugged. So in the first scenario, someone was bringing them some nice dinner. Cool, they're having a good time. In the second scenario, they were just having a conversation. Someone asked a question. In the third scenario, someone has been asking a question a lot, like over and over and over again. And this character does not want to answer it. So they're saying, "Why? Why did you do this? Why?" "It is unacceptable for you to press this unhappy subject. Leave me at once." "I'm afraid this is not a happy subject, and I will thank you to please drop it." "It is not the happiest of subjects for me. Could you try to understand that? It pains me to speak of it." So, go. What I was trying to do here is I was really playing with certainty, so like confidence. I was playing a little bit with likability and politeness, and I was also, between the 3 scenarios, playing with sort of different levels of aggravation and like when someone gets upset. So I hope that this made sense. I hope it was interesting to see how you can take the exact same bit of dialogue, it's not exactly the same word for word, and change it for different characters to make these different voices come through. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, press the subscribe button if you want to see more, and thank you so much for watching and commenting. See you next time. If that's more for what you're looking if that's more what you're looking for right now, have some books or some some video that took the cook took the night off, you see.